For months, astronomers assured the world that 3 Atlas would be nothing more than a spectacle, a harmless interstellar visitor cutting a brilliant arc through the inner solar system before vanishing forever into the dark between stars. It was described as a once-in-a-generation flyby, a glowing wanderer that would skim past Mars at a comfortable cosmic distance and leave humanity with nothing but data and awe. But the universe does not deal in harmless coincidences. Everything changed when the James Webb Space Telescope turned its full attention toward the object. Webb is humanity's most sensitive instrument, capable of reading faint chemical signatures from the edge of time itself. And what it saw did not fit the narrative. The margins tightened. The numbers shifted. The comfortable near miss began to shrink. And then, quietly at first, scientists began whispering the phrase no one wanted attached to an interstellar object. It might hit Mars. This was no longer just about a comet. The deeper analysts went into the data, the stranger the picture became. 3 Atlas did not behave like a drifting fragment of frozen debris. It behaved like something correcting its course. Something refining its aim. When 3 Atlas was first detected on July 1, it appeared ordinary by interstellar standards, a fast-moving blur wrapped in a luminous coma, inbound at nearly 87 km per second relative to the Sun. At that velocity, it could cross the distance between Earth and the Moon in barely over an hour. Its speed was extraordinary, but not unprecedented. What stunned observers was not how fast it moved, but how it behaved. Comets typically become more erratic as they approach the inner solar system. Solar heating destabilizes them. They fragment. They shed material. Their paths wobble slightly from chaotic outgassing. 3 Atlas did the opposite. Its velocity did not diminish. It increased, subtly, incrementally, consistently. Its trajectory narrowed with precision. Microscopic course corrections appeared in the tracking data, corrections that should not exist in a passive object governed solely by gravity and solar heating. Within weeks, its coma doubled in brightness. Spectral readings revealed violent ultraviolet flares and carbon dioxide outgassing at intensities never before recorded in any known comet. The emissions were not random. They were directional. Then Webb's deep field instruments detected the anomaly that shifted scientific concern into quiet alarm. Rhythmic pulses from the tail. Not chaotic jets. Not uneven heating. But precise emissions, recurring every 17 minutes with mechanical regularity. Each pulse coincided with a measurable micro-adjustment in velocity. The alignment of those adjustments was exact, along Mars' orbital plane. It was not drifting. It was steering. As teams from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory refined orbital simulations and cross-referenced observations from Gemini South, the projected pass distance contracted to just 1.95 million kilometers from Mars, a hair's breadth in astronomical terms. Modeling revealed something chilling. An additional velocity increase of merely 10 km per second, a fraction of what the pulses could theoretically provide, would place 3 Atlas on a direct collision course. Natural objects do not fine-tune their approach to planetary planes. Natural objects do not emit thrust vectors aligned with a target world. Yet every emission pointed toward Mars. Radar returns from the Goldstone Deep Space Communications Complex added another layer of unease. Reflections were sharp. Structured. Dense. Unlike porous ice or dusty regolith. Internal descriptions used words rarely associated with comets: metallic, coherent, angular. Long exposure images from amateur astronomers revealed faint, needle-like green streams, 3 luminous filaments extending from the tail and converging in the direction of Mars, pulsing in synchrony with the 17-minute cycle. At that point, the scientific community could no longer dismiss the implications as coincidence. Among those willing to voice what others would not was Avi Loeb, who proposed that the object's behavior was consistent with engineered origin. Not a warship. Not an invasion fleet. A probe. If true, the intent was not random destruction. It was targeted arrival. And Mars was not merely in its path. Mars appeared to be its destination. If 3 Atlas were to strike Mars, the energy release would be staggering, millions of megatons equivalent, carving a crater dozens of kilometers wide, ejecting debris into orbit and potentially into interplanetary space. But destruction was not the most disturbing possibility. Contamination was. Mars is not an empty wasteland. Decades of robotic exploration, from orbiters to rovers like Perseverance, have revealed a planet with a complex geological and chemical history. Subsurface brines. Ancient riverbeds. Mineral formations suggestive of long-vanished ecosystems. An impact would excavate layers untouched for billions of years. And what if 3 Atlas carried more than rock and ice? What if its emissions contained organic compounds, or synthetic structures embedded within its outgassing trails? Biologists have a term for life spreading between worlds, panspermia. But this would be something else entirely. Directed seeding. Webb's final ultra-deep scan before perihelion intensified the mystery. Analysts reported anomalous carbon structures, polymer-like chains intertwined with natural gases. Isotopic ratios that did not match any known reservoir within our solar system. Then came the silence. Briefings paused. Telemetry gaps appeared. Data releases slowed. A phrase leaked from an internal transmission. Impact protocol initiated. Meanwhile, a separate team attempted a radical interpretation. They translated the object's trajectory, velocity shifts, and timing intervals into binary patterns. After compression, numerical sequences emerged, atomic numbers associated with carbon, oxygen, silicon, iron. Interwoven among them were prime intervals and recursive spacings reminiscent of communication encoding. The object was not broadcasting in radio waves. It was broadcasting in motion. Then observers noticed something trailing it, an absence, moving in constant formation 0.07 astronomical units behind. Invisible in infrared. Unresolved by radar. Yet detectable through subtle distortions in background starlight. A shadow with structure. As alignment approached, Mars, Earth, and the Sun forming a perfect geometric line, planetary scientists identified another anomaly. 3 Atlas projected path crossed directly above Elysium Planitia, a region of Mars marked by unusual symmetry and unexplained circular formations. Seismic monitors registered subtle tremors. Trace gas instruments detected xenon isotopes rising from beneath the crust near Cerberus fossae. Magnetometers recorded periodic pulses, every 17 minutes. The same rhythm. Even Olympus Mons, long dormant, exhibited faint harmonic fluctuations matching the object's waveform as it neared perihelion. The narrative of impact began to dissolve. This was not collision. It was synchronization. The geometry of the alignment echoed ancient terrestrial monuments, Stonehenge, Nabta Playa, Teotihuacan, structures aligned to celestial events humanity once observed without understanding. 3 Atlas did not simply arrive. It aligned. It pulsed. It listened. And Mars responded. Perhaps Mars is not the target. Perhaps it is the receiver. Perhaps it is the switch. And Earth? Maybe we were never meant to be passive witnesses. Maybe the spectacle was not about planetary destruction at all. Maybe it was about attention, about ensuring a young technological civilization would look up at precisely the right moment. 3. Atlas did not come to annihilate a world. It came to initiate one. The final question remains suspended in the silence between pulses. Was this an accident of cosmic mechanics? Or an invitation? And if Mars is about to awaken, are we ready for what wakes with it?